have to start over.
Yeah.
Your first point of contact is going to be when you come into the facility. They're going to ask you 3 questions. Do you have a fever? Do you have a cough? And do you have any shortness of breath? They're going to ask you to use the hand sanitizer and then come on in. We haven't got to the point where they've checked our temperature. If anything should happen, like myself, I have allergies. When I came through, I had a little bit of a cough, and depending on who's there, they had me put on a mask. So what Kathy Urbano has asked us that we go to our charge and then have them look at us to make sure that we're okay to stay to work, and whether we have to wear the mask or not. Mine was just allergies. She said those things are fine. Whatever they ask you to do, just do it and then just come up. So that's your first point of contact. The next thing we want to talk about is if you have a patient who is COVID positive or has a PUI, which is a person under investigation. And what a person under investigation means is that they've already swabbed them, we're just waiting for the results. COVID positive means we've had the results and it is
How long does
positive.
it take for the results to come back?
That's everyone asks the very same question, and there really isn't a timeline because we don't know what the influx of those testing are when we get there. Like I could say, a day or whatever, but when I get there, if they had an influx of stuff, it might take longer than that. So I really don't have a good answer for that. But one of the important things we want to talk about is the donning and doffing whenever you are caring for this patient. Whenever you have a patient who's potential PUI or is COVID positive, generally the COVID positives that are unstable will come to the OR and then they'll generally take them back, especially if they're on a vent. They don't normally come to the PACU. But should you get a PUI who's probably a little more stable, maybe had to have a certain procedure done, and you do get them here, I want to make sure that y'all have the information that y'all need. Anesthesia, I commend y'all for starting y'all's intubation team for cases. I mean, that was a great, I really give you a thumbs up on that for being proactive. So the donning and doffing, this is your donning here. And this is the order that they want you to go. They want you to put on your gown first. Then we're going to put on the N95, because if you have COVID positive or a PUI, you want to make sure you have an N95. And then a face shield. We're not going to put the goggles anymore. We're going to go straight to the face shield. And then the gloves. Part of this is the conservation of our PPE that we're going to have for the shortage that's coming around. So I'm going to don everything just like that says everything's used, just so that way everything's raggedy and has holes in them already. So this is the gown that you'll see when you get to the CVICU or 2 East here is where we're going to cohort PUIs and COVID positive. So you'll put this gown on. You'll tie it in the back, not in the front, because if you tie it in the front, it could get contaminated. So you'll make sure you're tying that in the back. And make sure your thumbs are in the hole, so when you put your gloves on, that they're going to go over this gown and protect your wrists as well. The next thing on the list is going to be your N95. I'm not using up your supplies, so this is my pseudo N95. So you'll put your N95 on. And how you know it's correct is if you make sure that it's secure all the way around. If you take a breath and you get a little bit of that suction, then you know that you have the coverage that you need. Next you're going to put on is your face shield, and the face shield you all have in your bags are going to be longer. I'm using this because something you are not going to use, so they let education use it for education. So it'll be longer, so it can protect your N95 behind here. So when you're doing care and anything splashes on there, that your N95 is still protected, because we're going to use that again. These are the only 2 items that we're going to keep to use for your entire shift when you're caring for the PUI positive PUI or COVID positive. Last, you're going to put on your gloves, and you usually want someone just to kind of look at you and make sure that you have everything on correctly. Especially if you're going to go get a patient for surgery or you're going to care for them while they're in here, have someone just look you over, make sure you don't have any holes as you were trying to put on your PPE. Now you're ready to provide your care. Okay. Once you are done, and here's the scenario, when you're here and your patient's already going to go to the room that they're going to go and you need to doff all your PPE, I want y'all to doff the same way, and the order is going to be your gown and your glove are going to come off together. So you're going to pull it forward, and they're already perforated, so it'll snap, but because I have to use this again, I'm going to pull it forward so I don't rip it. Okay, so you're going to grab it, you're going to pull forward, and you're going to start to wad it up. And this is the least way to contaminate yourself. You're going to take your glove off this way, just keep wadding it, and you're going to throw it away. Then you're going to come to your table, and there should be a purple top, and then these bags are generally gonna be in a drawer, or they might be on top. I don't know how they're gonna do it. But all this other stuff is not gonna be. Okay, so you're coming out to your table, your work area. You're gonna hand sanitize. Get that really good. Take your face shield off and lay it on your table. Hand sanitize again.
Surface down and like.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, because you don't want to contaminate the other side. You just want to go ahead and just leave it just like this because we're going to clean it.
Mhm.
Because we're going to keep that. So you want to hand sanitize again. Really good. And then you want to take off your N95. And when you take your N95, you're going to get a new brown bag. And you're going to put your N95 in. All right. More hand sanitizer. Put on a pair of blue gloves. You're going to get your purple top. And you're gonna clean to dirty. So you're gonna go the inside first, clean it really good, clean the outside really well. You don't want to dry this off because you want the chemicals to stay on here. For the purple top, it should be 2 minutes that it stays wet. Clean your work area. If you wanna get a new one to clean your work area, you can. Throw it away. And then these two are the items that you're gonna put back in your bag and you're gonna take with you the next time you have someone who is COVID positive or PUI, you're gonna do the same thing. If I do get a second patient, they're like, oh, we're getting a second patient. You'll go in, you put on your gloves, you'll pull your N95 out of here, you throw this bag away. You put your N95 and you don everything up. When you come back out and you want to take your N95 off, you're going to pull a whole new bag out and put it in a brand new bag. You're not going to reuse this bag.
Got it.
Got it.
Any questions?
Now
Yes.
without the purple top, what about the alcohol swab to use to clean the face mask?
So,
We're having a hard time acquiring the
We just
purple
have-
top cleansers
these
here
are
in the
not
OR.
necessarily around, like for us, like sitting inside every OR or something, for instance. That's what I was using on Monday was.
We're requesting a table to pull in for each.
honestly, that's
Case.
what I would recommend. You need the purple top because of the chemicals that are in it. Alcohol, they say, is okay to wipe with, but I mean, I would use the chemicals that's in the purple top. It just has more chemicals in it. If you had to use something outside of that, I would use the orange top that have the bleach in it.
Mhm.
But I wouldn't use anything. I wouldn't.
So
anything
purple
else in
top
there.
or the orange
Purple top